You extremely sad people. I'm going to be fully honest here because all I know how to be is to be fully honest here. Because I just need you to understand this because this movement for the Snyder Cut has to rank as one of the most pointless movements I've ever seen. And I want to try and be as level headed as possible because many people have said, HH, why are you so hateful towards people wanting something? Even if you don't want it, you should be happy that people are getting something. I love quality and I love good things. Fight for good things. I am so happy that people fought for the director's cut for Blade Runner because what we got is arguably one of the best sci-fi films ever made. Because the theatrical cut wasn't the vision of Ridley Scott, and that director's cut end up being arguably one of the greatest sci-fi films ever made. Are you telling me that the Snyder Cut of Justice League will end up being one of the greatest superhero movies ever made? Because this is what some of you people don't understand, and I just want to explain this to you people. You can't go from a garbage theatrical cut to an amazing director's cut. That's impossible. You can't do that. You can slightly improve because Joss Whedon didn't completely, from beginning to end, totally rewrite the Justice League. I'm also going to get to Joss Whedon. Joss Whedon was like, okay, this is what we have now. What can I do with this that I have now and try and make it the best as I can through my vision? Snyder had already filmed a bulk of it. So he was still had the bulk of Snyder's work. That's why when I look at Justice League, that has nothing to do with Joss Whedon. I'm like, okay, this is a guy trying to do the best as he can with junk. With the junk that they're trying to do the best that he can. So it is impossible. If anybody's really using their brain, it is impossible to get an amazing film from that cut that we had to what the Snyder cut will be. Because when you look at Aliens, the theatrical cut for Aliens was pretty damn good. But the director's cut now made it even more amazing and made it a masterpiece. The theatrical cut for Blade Runner was still good. That's why it was a cult hit. But the director's cut now made it a masterpiece. The Aliens theatrical cut wasn't a garbage film. The Blade Runner theatrical cut wasn't a garbage film. And even if you say, okay, the key difference is, this is a different director. Yes, but this is a different director coming in with material that someone else had already done. Remember, this is a dude who gave us Man of Steel, which is a crap film. Dawn of Justice, which is a garbage film. This is a guy who has made garbage films. Sucker Punch, garbage film. So I don't think people understand how films work. And let's talk more about Joss Whedon. Joss Whedon made Avengers. Arguably one of the best comic book movies ever made because Joss Whedon is a great storyteller. And that Avengers film just showed you really good storytelling. So when I looked at Justice League, I was like, no. Because even the Age of Ultron, which wasn't as good as Avengers, it was still a decent film. So not just because Joss Whedon is a better filmmaker than Snyder. Snyder is a better visualist. But Snyder is a horrible storyteller. He's a horrible storyteller. It's really like he does not know how to construct a film that has a beginning, middle, and end, and actually has a proper structure. So I just want to understand people. What is it in this Snyder Cut you so desperately want? And see, for Warner Brothers, they just gave into the pressure. They unfortunately just gave into the pressure because if you're Warner Brothers, you're like, wait a minute. Todd Phillips and Joaquin Phoenix made us $1 billion over like a $2 budget. We won an Oscar for Best Original Score and Best Actor as well. So that has improved our respectability. Why? This is why when I said, okay, cool, you want it just so that we can keep face, HBO Max, just go view it in HBO Max. No way in hell are we going to re-release it under the DC banner in theaters. That's never happening. So if you want to watch it, go watch it on streaming. 20 mil, take, go. Get out. But want to know that, no. This whole Joker thing, and hopefully they're thinking that, Todd, let's make more of these standalone films. Okay, Two-Face, Dark Knight Returns. What other standalone film can we make in the same vein as Joker? Because we might be onto something here, which is like the whole DC Dark Knight. We might be onto something here. That's what they want. Snyder is regressive. It's regressive. Dawn of Justice was a pile of crap. And so people say, oh, wait until you see the Justice Court. The Justice Court of Dawn of Justice was still a pile of crap. So, see, people can say that, okay, you're being a dick, you're being harsh, you're just being a spoilsport by denying people what they want. But I just want to try and get behind the psyche of people that want this so desperately, and what they think that they're going to get. What do you really think you're going to get? That's what we want to know. What do you truly believe and think you are going to get from this? You think you're going to get a masterpiece? I don't understand how you can get a masterpiece from the film that we saw, because the point I want to drive home is that wasn't Joss Whedon's film. That wasn't Joss Whedon's film. Because if Joss Whedon was making a Justice League totally from the ground up, it's not going to look like that. First of all, he won't even cast those people, and it won't look like that. It won't feel like that, because the guy that's made Avengers and the Age of Ultron isn't going to make a Justice League like that if he has full control from the ground up. But he had the junk and crap that Snyder brought in from Dawn of Justice. Okay, so, okay, well, look, you won, have your fun, enjoy your stuff, but I am about good quality films, great stories that are well placed, well edited, and well structured. That's what I'm on. But if you're on this, it's cool, man. Enjoy yourselves, man. But you're still gonna get a garbage film that won't be much better than Justice League, because that Justice League film that I saw is arguably one of the okay. I'll end with this. That Justice League film that I saw, I was trying to avoid by saying, let me just watch it. That Justice League film that I saw has to rank as one of the worst films I've ever seen in my life. So how can you go from one of the worst films I've ever seen to a masterpiece?